Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, it starts with students observing ants, a beetle, and a dragonfly in a park. And it got us thinking,
Right.
why are these tiny creatures so incredibly successful?
Yeah.
And what makes them so fascinating? That's our mission today, to uncover the secrets of insect life.
It's a great place to start. And when we talk about success, we're talking about a group of animals that dominates the planet. Just sheer numbers, right? Over 1 million insect species that we know of, and some experts think there could be like 5 to 10 million out there.
Wow.
It's mind-boggling, and they're everywhere, right? From forests to deserts, water, even our backyards.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're incredibly adaptable. And to really understand their diversity, just consider this. Beetles alone, just one group of insects, make up about 25% of all known animal species. That's a quarter of everything we know.
That's insane. Okay, so to even begin to grasp all this variety, we need to start with the basics. What's the blueprint for an insect?
Right. The fundamentals.
The 3 main sections: head, thorax, and abdomen. Sounds simple, but each part is packed with function.
Absolutely. The head, for example, is like the insect's command center. It's where they process information about their environment.
So it's all about the senses.
That's right. You've got the eyes, antenna for smell and touch, and the mouth parts, obviously, for feeding.
Makes sense. And then we have the thorax, which is all about movement, right?
Yeah, think of it as the engine room.
This is where the 6 legs are attached, which, as the source points out, is a key difference between insects and, say, spiders.
Exactly. 6 legs, 3 pairs. That's a hallmark of insects. Spiders have 8, you know.
Right. And the thorax is designed to support all kinds of movement: walking, running, jumping, and of course, if they have them, flying.
Exactly. It's all about locomotion. Now, the abdomen, that's where you find the internal organs responsible for all the vital functions.
So like digestion, reproduction, all that good stuff.
Exactly. It's the life support system.
Okay, so we've got these 3 main body parts. And what's really cool, and the Bristol Bridge material highlights this, is that the whole thing is covered in this hard outer shell called the exoskeleton.
Right. Made primarily of chitin.
And it's not just armor, is it?
No, it's so much more than that. The exoskeleton, it protects them from predators, of course, but it also prevents water loss.
Oh, right, because insects can dry out really easily.
Exactly. So this exoskeleton, it was a key innovation that allowed them to colonize land. It's like a portable suit of armor and a water bottle all in one. Think of it as an adaptation that sets them apart.
Fascinating. And that actually brings us to question B in the Bristol Bridge material, which asks, why are insects the most diverse group of animals on Earth? It's a big question. And the source provides some answers, some reasons for insect success.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of factors working together.
Like flight, for instance.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge one. The ability to fly allows insects to spread out, colonize new habitats, escape predators, you name it.
Makes sense. Covering more ground literally opens up a lot of possibilities. And then there's that exoskeleton again, preventing desiccation, which is a fancy word for drying out.
Right. And it allows them to live in all sorts of environments, even really dry ones.
The source also mentions their small size as a factor.
Right, small size. It lets them exploit resources and niches that larger animals just can't. Like, think about all the tiny crevices and little bits of food that a big animal would never even notice.
That makes sense. They can fit into all those little spaces and find food that others miss. And speaking of fitting in, their ability to excrete uric acid is also mentioned. What's that all about?
Ah, that's a clever water conservation strategy. Uric acid is a way of getting rid of waste without losing a lot of water, which is crucial in dry environments.
Right, they have to hold on to every drop. Now the tracheal system, the source calls it efficient. What makes it so special?
So, you know how we have lungs and blood that carries oxygen throughout our bodies?
Yeah.
Insects don't do it that way. They have this network of tubes called tracheae that deliver oxygen directly to their cells.
Wow.
It's incredibly efficient, which is why they can be so active even though they're so small. It's like having oxygen delivered right to your doorstep, no middleman.
That's amazing. And then there are the legs. We talked about how insects have 6, but it's not just the number, is it? It's the design too.
Exactly. Those jointed legs are incredibly versatile. They allow insects to move in all sorts of ways, running, jumping, climbing, even swimming in some cases.
So they're adapted for a wide range of environments and lifestyles. And then there are the compound eyes. The source even has a question about how their design contributes to their diversity.
Yeah, compound eyes are fascinating. They give insects a wide field of view, which is great for spotting predators or prey. They might not see sharp images like we do, but they can detect movement really well.
So it's more about awareness than like high-definition vision.
Exactly. It's like having a panoramic view of the world all the time.
And finally, there's the whole question of mouth parts. The source points out how incredibly diverse they are.
Right. Mouth parts are a great example of adaptation. Depending on what an insect eats, its mouth parts are shaped in very specific ways. Like a butterfly has that long, coiled proboscis for sipping nectar.
Oh, right, like a straw.
Exactly. And then you have beetles with powerful jaws for chewing through tough plant material.
So the way they eat is directly tied to their evolutionary success. It's amazing how all these different features work together to make insects so diverse and adaptable.
It's like a perfect example of how evolution works. Each adaptation opens up new possibilities, leading to more and more diversity over time. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Now, let's talk about how these creatures develop, because they don't just pop out fully formed, right? They go through this incredible process called metamorphosis. And to grow, they have to shed that exoskeleton we were talking about.
Right, it's called molting, or exodosis, if you want to be fancy.
Fancy.
Huh.
Okay, exodosis. So they basically have to crawl out of their old shell and grow a new one.
Pretty much. It's a vulnerable time, but it's essential for growth.
It's like trading in your old clothes for a bigger size.
Exactly.
So the Ristelbridge material describes two main types of metamorphosis: complete and incomplete.
Right.
Complete metamorphosis has 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, adult. Like butterflies, for example.
Classic example. The caterpillar is the larva, then it forms a pupa, or chrysalis, and finally emerges as a butterfly. It's a complete transformation.
Incredible. And then incomplete metamorphosis is a bit more gradual.
Right. It goes from egg to nymph to adult.
So the nymph is basically a smaller version of the adult.
Yeah, it looks similar, just not fully developed. Grasshoppers and cockroaches are good examples.
Okay, I get it. And what's interesting is that the different types of metamorphosis can influence an insect's role in the ecosystem.
Absolutely. Like in complete metamorphosis, the larva and adult often eat different things and live in different places.
So they're not competing with each other.
Right. It's a way of reducing competition within a species.
Clever. Now let's move on to what these critters actually eat, because the source highlights how diverse their diets are. We're talking herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, even decomposers.
Yeah, it's a whole buffet out there.
The examples from Ristelbridge are great. Bees sipping nectar, that's classic.
Classic herbivore.
Praying mantises hunting other insects, that's a bit more hardcore.
Definitely a carnivore.
And then there's the dung beetle recycling waste. Not glamorous, but essential.
Oh, yeah. Decomposers are crucial for nutrient cycling. And what's really fascinating is how their mouth parts are adapted to their diets.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that a bit earlier.
Like imagine trying to sip nectar with the jaws of a beetle. Wouldn't work very well, would it?
Not at all.
So the shape of their mouth parts tells us a lot about what they eat and how they fit into the ecosystem.
Speaking of fitting in, the Ristelbridge material asks a really interesting question about the relationship between insects and humans. How can they be both beneficial and harmful? It's a complex issue, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's not a simple black and white situation.
On the one hand, the source points out how crucial insects are for pollination. Like bees, they're essential for our food supply.
Can't forget about those bees. Without them, our agriculture would be in big trouble.
And then there are insects like flies, which help break down waste. Not the most pleasant job, but someone's got to do it.
Right, decomposers are essential. And speaking of things we rely on insects for, did you know that silk comes from silkworm cocoons?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We literally wear insect products.
It's fascinating. But of course, there's the other side of the coin. Insects can also be harmful to humans.
Yeah, this source mentions mosquitoes spreading diseases, which is a huge problem.
Huge problem. And then there are things like locusts that can destroy crops and cause famine.
So it's a delicate balance. We need to find ways to manage insect populations so that we can benefit from the good they do while minimizing the harm.
It's a constant challenge. But to manage them effectively, we have to understand them, which is why research like the kind highlighted in this Ristelbridge material is so important.
Absolutely. Now let's move on to some of the amazing ways insects have adapted to survive in all sorts of environments.
This is where it gets really cool. Insects have evolved some truly incredible strategies.
Like camouflage. The source uses the example of spic insects.
Oh yeah, they're masters of disguise. They blend in so perfectly with their surroundings, it's almost impossible to see them.
It's like they become invisible. And then there's mimicry, where insects imitate other, often more dangerous species.
Right, like hoverflies that look like wasps. Predators avoid wasps because they can sting, so the hoverflies get protection even though they're harmless.
It's deception at its finest.
It's brilliant.
And then there's just plain speed. The source mentions dragonflies flying up to 54 kilometers per hour.
That's fast. They're like tiny fighter jets.
So it's not just about blending in or pretending to be something you're not. Sometimes it's about being too quick to catch.
Exactly. Speed can be a great defense.
Now let's talk about insect societies. Some insects live in these incredibly organized colonies, almost like little cities.
Oh yeah, social insects. Ants, bees, termites, they're fascinating.
The source mentions bees doing their waggle dance to communicate the location of food. It's like a secret code.
It's amazing. The way they move tells other bees exactly where to find nectar and pollen.
And then there are ants that leave pheromone trails. It's like a chemical map.
Exactly. They're communicating through scent. And then there's the firefly, using light to attract mates.
It's like a romantic light show.
It is, quite literally.
And did you know that cicadas can be super loud? The source says up to 120 decibels. That's louder than a rock concert.
It's true. They're some of the loudest insects out there.
So whether it's sound, light, or chemicals, insects have developed all sorts of ways to communicate with each other. It's pretty remarkable. And it brings us to the final point I wanted to make, which is why studying insects is so important. It might be easy to overlook them, but they really are crucial to the planet.
Oh, absolutely. The Bristol Bridge material puts it perfectly. Small but mighty life on Earth depends on them.
They're pollinators, they're food for other animals, they're decomposers, they even inspire our technology.
Right. Think about drones, for example. They're designed based on insect flight.
So understanding how insects work can help us design better technologies.
Exactly. And it can also help us understand our own place in the world. We're all interconnected after all.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the insect world, I want to leave you with a challenge from the Bristol Bridge material. Observe an insect this week. What does it do? Take a moment to appreciate these incredible creatures that are all around us.
They're more than just bugs. They're a vital part of our world, and there's so much we can learn from them.
Now, take what we've learned and grab a pencil. Sketch your own insect. What adaptations would it need to survive in your backyard?
Get creative, let your imagination run wild. Think about all the amazing things we've talked about today.
And who knows, maybe your insect will inspire the next big technological breakthrough.
The possibilities are endless.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time. See you then.